Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening and welcome to our weekend Q&A. And what we're going to do, what I try to do during these sessions is I take your questions as they come. And if there are not any questions, then I just kind of let you go. So if you have any questions that you'd like to have me take a shot, and again, if I don't know the answer, what I will try to do is to get the answer for you. And I will diligently do that and then get ready for the next session. So hopefully you can see me there on screen. I'm going to share my screen. Hello there, Gail. And let me see, I can turn on the slide presentation a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll share that. I think I can still share my camera also. And okay, so there's me. There is and again, I don't really have anything formal to share. I'll go over a few things here, but if you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the box. And just so you know, we do have new content. You can get that at the plrshow.com/new. And that is, as of the recording of this, we are doing the AI search package where we talk about Google search, talk about Bing search, and some of the newer aspects of that search. I'm going to be doing the DFY Live Masterclass here tonight. And we're going to talk about some of the differences between Google and Bing search and some aspects that are going to be new. Obviously, both of these things are going to be changing over time. And I just did some reading on what Google's position is right now in terms of SEO. And what they're saying is that pretty much they're looking for good content regardless of where it comes from. And I think that they're kind of trying to signal that at this point they're not going to say that they're going to try to discern what is AI content and then boot it. They're going to say if it's high quality, if it still meets our standards, if it's still the kind of things that we're going to show, then we want to make it available. So that does give some people who are doing SEO, maybe that might give you some comfort. I mean, if you can still create the kind of engaging content, maybe you want to use AI to do that, or you just want to use the shotgun approach where you're just going to put as much as you can out there and throw enough rice on the wall to see if it's going to stick, and make sure that you're trying to be in all of the, I guess, smaller and minor keywords, then that's another strategy to do. And I know some people are kind of doing that with YouTube. What they're doing is they are trying to fill in the gaps of all those long tail keywords to make sure that they are visible. And so that's a strategy. And I don't know how long it's going to be. And quite honest, it does not feel right to me that they're going to always feel this way. I don't know when they're going to come back and say, well, no, we really don't necessarily like this. And if you tell everybody that they can use AI to create content, it's going to be a free-for-all. And it's going to be, kind of, the Wild West for a while. So we'll just have to see. But that is what they said. Let me see. I've got a question from Gail here. Okay, so in terms of the live sessions, this live session that I do is just a Q&A for the entire community. It's not just for Ultimate Insiders. It's pretty much for everybody. And in terms of just things that I do just I'm not doing necessarily a training uh, specifically for Ultimate Insiders in a sense, other than the fact that there's a course that I am doing right now called the Hackathon. I do that on Tuesdays, most Tuesdays, and that's free to Ultimate Insiders. And so I may do a training after that course, specifically for Ultimate Insiders, and I may sell access to everybody else, but that course is how to remake your PLR with AI, right? So so that's pretty much that. Let me see what your other question is. Okay, so in terms of content that there is to purchase as an Ultimate Insider. Typically, one selection a month, I put that in the, I will add that to you. You don't have to do anything to get it. There are other courses that are available that are beyond the scope of what I produce in a month. And let's see, one title that I recently did was AI search. So that one is available now. And typically I will try to do 4 in a month. This last month, I only did 1 in addition to everything else. So really, everything that I've done this month, with the exception of AI search, has already gone to Ultimate Insiders. I just did a course this week, and it's really been the first one I've done in a while that's been in addition to the regular course and the bonus course. So, so pretty much everything that, I've done over the last couple of months, Gail, you already have it. I add that automatically. This week I did AI search. That one is a paid course for Ultimate Insiders, and it is inside of the member area of the discount course. So probably in the last 2 months, I haven't done 4 a month. I've really only done 2 or 3, and those 2 or 3 I've given to you folks directly. Okay, okay, Dana, thank you for your encouraging words. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The thing that I did for Justin on ChatGPT plugins, and maybe I should do that for our community now that I've done it free for everyone else. So maybe if there are no questions, I'll do a brief demo here. And what I will say is that, and a lot of this I covered in, this in the ChatGPT plugins course, but I will do a little bit of this here. And let's see, if we go to ChatGPT, and just so that you remember that this that I'm going to be showing you, you do have to have the you have to have the Plus account in order to do this. And one of the things I recommended on that call was that instead of buying other AI tools, and a lot of them, I would really suggest that until the dust settles, if it is ever going to settle, that from a business perspective and a focus perspective, that you kind of focus in on this one and maybe Google, because I mean there are an infinite number of tools, there are an infinite number available, and a lot of the things that you're going to do in these various tools, you're going to be able to do it here in ChatGPT. There probably is going to be a little, you're not going to do it as much if somebody creates a tool directly for something, but I can't think of anything that you cannot do inside of here with the plugins. And having said that, I will kind of demonstrate that here. And let me see, I'll just go into the plugins. And if you go to the plugin store, so one plugin that and I demonstrated this on Thursday, and I will say this again, that you definitely want to take a look at, it's going to be called Pluginpedia. I actually also did this in the course too. And so when you do Pluginpedia, I'm going to enable that plugin here. Basically what you can do with this plugin is you can find out what plugins are available. So if you go to Pluginpedia and you say, and you ask, well, is there a plugin in the ChatGPT store that, let's say, creates a curriculum? That's one that I know does, but that's kind of a question that you would ask, right? You want to find out if it does something. You want to find out if there's a use case for something that you want to do. And so you're going to go and you're going to enable the Pluginpedia plugin, and you're going to say, is there a plugin that does what I want it to do? And so you will then say, and we'll hit enter here, right now. And obviously I know that there's a plugin that creates a curriculum, and it's gonna interact with Pluginpedia. And then so it'll tell you what plugins are available so that you can go and enable that plugin, right? So if you're looking to create a curriculum, there's a plugin that will help you do that. And again, I did that in a demo on Thursday, but that is the kind of thing that you would do. So let's say that what you want to do is you want to create, is there a plugin that will tell me what the top 10 podcasts are, right? So is there a plugin that will tell me what the top 10 podcasts on entrepreneurship are? Let's say that was a question of yours. You would go to Pluginpedia, and you would then say, it'll try to tell you which plugins you're going to be able to enable here inside of ChatGPT. And so you'd go to this particular plugin to try to find out which plugin is going to help you to be able to do that. Now, I already know that there is a plugin available, and if I went to a new chat and I went to the plugin store, and then what I did was, I think it's called Podcast Search, right? And I'm going to actually also, Podcast Search. So if I have that enabled, I would then ask, what are the top 10 podcasts on my niche, right? And so I would say, what are the top 10 podcasts on whatever my niche is? In this case, I might say, let's say keto dieting, right? That's my niche. Maybe there are no podcasts on that, right? What are the top podcasts on keto dieting? And so what you wanted to do was you wanted to interact with this particular plugin so that it will try to figure out what those top 10 podcasts are, right? And so, if you could take this list and you could then distribute this to your customers, you can use this as a giveaway. Maybe if that's not enough, right? So let's say we've got 9 here. I would then come back and I'd say, can you find 11 more, right? And let's see if it'll kind of go back and get 11 more podcasts on keto dieting. So again, I mean, if I wanted to create a resource list, right, then this is what I would do. I'd create a resource list of podcasts based on this, and here are all the links. And so I would then take this list and I would export it to whatever software I was using, right? Just click that paste button. That's going to cut that information and paste it in, to whatever software that you are using. And so again, the thing that I did on Thursday, I'm not going to do it all here over again, but I just basically said that you want to kind of familiarize yourself with some of these plugins, and not because they're the end-all be-all or because I'm going to get something from OpenAI for telling you this, but mainly because this will allow you to kind of keep from having to go all over the place and buy a lot of tools, because a lot of the tools that you're probably buying, a lot of these things are being done here. Let's see. Let's just do something for audio, right? So here's something called Speech Key, and I can convert text to audio, right? So now the deal with a lot of these things is going to be that some of them, they're going to kind of push you into something to try to get you to pay. And you may or may not want to pay for it here. You may want to go and get, an app. But if you want to test the process, you'll be able to test it here. So let's go ahead and enable this. I'm going to disable some of these other plugins, right? 1 and 3 enabled. And so let's say that the first thing I want to do is I want to write, write a post on creating video tutorials, right? So first thing I just want to do is just write the post, which I wouldn't do this if I were going to, have this, but I'm just saying, if you wrote this post, and what I want to do is to kind of test the audio function. And I think I'm already connected here in some way. I probably have whatever free, free allotment that they have given. But I'm going to now take this same thing and I'm going to convert it to audio, right? We'll listen in to see if it's good. So convert to audio, right? The only reason I'm going to be able to do this is because I already have the speech key plugin enabled. So I'm going to say convert to audio. And then it should interact with the plugin. So it's going to interact with this plugin called Speech Key. And it's going to convert that whole thing to audio. Now, is it going to be good? Is it going to be worth using? Is it going to be something that you want to use? I don't know, but you'll be able to test the process. Maybe if you haven't done anything with text to audio, then, this might be a way for you to kind of get your toe in the water and to test it. I do use a separate app for audio. Not that I have really done anything with it. I've been thinking about what I might do with some of the audio that I'll be creating, and I have been using 11 Labs. Okay, so here's an audio, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to give it to you to hear, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download it. You can listen to it by clicking it here. So I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this or not. So maybe you will and maybe you won't. So obviously, I had to connect with their system. It says you can connect to premium for unlimited voice generation and premium voices. So if you want to have something that's already connected to ChatGPT, you can do that here. And then you can just do that through this area. So let's just kind of see what this sounds like. All right, so let's play it. And I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this or not.
Title: The Art of Creating Effective Video Tutorials. Introduction. In the digital age, video...
Are you able to hear, were you able to hear the audio? Or do I need to try to see if I can play it another way? Okay, so you can hear it. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and play it.
Tutorials have become a popular and effective method of conveying information. They offer a visual and auditory learning experience that can simplify complex concepts and make learning more engaging. Creating a video tutorial, however, requires careful planning and execution.
So what do you think? Good, bad? Let's say on a scale of 1 through 5, what would you say that was? Pretty robotic. Yep, I agree. Yep. 3 out of 5, John. Yeah. Yep. Not great, right? But none of this stuff is great, I would say. Let's try this in 11 Labs. So let's, just for the sake of comparison, let's take that text and let's see if we can take it to 11 Labs, and let's see how it sounds there. Unfortunately, one of the occupational hazards of, if there is such a thing, of what I have to do, is I have to have accounts in all this stuff. So, it's just kind of, here and there, it's $20 here and there, well, whatever. I still like doing it. And then I'd probably blow my money on Lord knows what if I wasn't spending it on this stuff. But let's go ahead and see how this sounds. Let's just see how this sounds. John asked me,
The Art of Creating Effective Video Tutorials. Introduction. In the digital age, video tutorials have become a popular and effective method of conveying information. They offer a visual and auditory...
Okay, so could you hear the one from 11 Labs? Could you hear that? Okay, so on the scale of 1 to 5, what do you think? 11 Labs. Okay, 4 out of 5 for John. Okay, 4. Okay, 4 out of 5. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's still pretty. You could still tell it's a robot. Let's do this. I'm going to switch over to AI Charles. Right. So this is AI me. So let's see. And then what I'm going to do is, I think what you can do is you can add some variability to it. Let's see. I'm going to go for more similarity. I'm going to go for more variability and see if we can do something with it there. And so let's, I'm going to reset this. And so I'm going to use my AI voice, and let's just click generate.
Title: The Art of Creating Effective Video Tutorials. Introduction. In the digital age, video tutorials have become a popular and effective method of conveying information. They offer a visual and auditory learning experience that can simplify complex concepts and make learning more engaging. Creating a video tutorial, however, requires careful planning and execution to ensure it is effective and engaging. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to create an impactful video tutorial.
Okay, so what do you think? Can it be slowed down? Yeah, I think it can be slowed down. Okay. Okay, Gail asks, does it scare me? I don't know, but should it? I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. I don't. It's here, right? I mean, what can you slow it down? I don't know. I I don't know how to do that yet. I'm sure there's a way to slow it down. Um, let's see. Yeah, I don't know how to slow it down yet. Okay, so Gail, you feel like it had my intonation and my cadence? Yeah, what I did was I uploaded quite a bit of myself there in order to get it to do that. And now recently what I've had to do, whether or not anybody's going to pay attention to it or not, but I did change my rights certificate, right? So my rights certificate now says that my voice is not for cloning. So for all intents and purposes, I don't know whether that means anything. Anybody's not going to actually do it. If somebody wants to copy me or use my voice, I guess they could. But this is where we are, right? And so that's what this stuff does. Now maybe this one is a little better and a little more advanced than speech key, but okay. Any questions? Any questions? I guess I was doing that, just doing that kind of as a demo, but are any questions about any of this? And now in 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing some stuff on Midjourney, and I don't think I can get Midjourney and go to webinar to play together nicely. I'm going to have to. I'm actually going to have to upgrade my computer to a different to one with a different graphics card, so I can do some of this stuff and demo it. Even with 32 gig of RAM and with a decent processor, I'm at the. I guess AI has kind of changed that now, and a lot of the things I got to process and I've got to render video for, I can't really effectively do. And it's just really wild to me that I've got more memory than the average person on their operational PC, and I'm at my capacity with AI. So I'm going to have to, and so I'm not going to do Midjourney tonight. I'm going to do that as a course in about 2 Saturdays, and I'm excited about that. It's going to be a pretty intense course. But what I will tell you is that with all of these things, and that's what I'm kind of saying. You have to kind of pick and choose where you want to focus, because otherwise it will be overwhelming, right? And so I tend to think that if you focus on ChatGPT, and I put ChatGPT and Microsoft in the same boat. I mean, because Microsoft's got that heavy investment in ChatGPT, and they tend to work together right now. So I would put OpenAI and Microsoft in the same camp in terms of AI. And the other thing is, and if you're working inside of ChatGPT, well, you probably already know this, right? One of the things you can do is you're going to be able to enable search. And can you see that? Right? Can you see that? So if I can enable ChatGPT to interact with Bing. So they're kind of one and the same, so to speak, right? They kind of work together. So if I were to ask a question that would require a search engine, something more recent, let's say, what is let's say, what is the date for, or let's say, what is Microsoft Copilot? Now, if you were to ask just ChatGPT this, I don't think they would be able to give you an answer, because this is after 2021. But we can ask this, And so it's going to go and search Bing, right? So what we're doing when we use the Plus account and we use the Bing add-on, is we're giving ChatGPT some other superpowers to now browse the web, because one of the things about ChatGPT is it doesn't browse the web. It also doesn't do math too good, right? Or math all that great. And so it can now tell me what Microsoft Copilot is based on its ability now to search the web. And then it uses all of that other chatbot stuff to put it in plain language. So basically, again, now if I were to try this in just regular, right, the regular, chatbot, I wouldn't be able to get this information that's past 2021. So that's another reason why I just kind of say that, if you're kind of getting stretched all these different ways and you're looking at all these different tools, maybe you promote them to your customers. And I would really suggest that you not promote a lot of different tools to your customers, because because when all this stuff probably hits, it's going to be all they really can do to really understand this. And when these things start to merge, it's going to be more than enough. You're not going to need a lot of additional tools. Even by my showing you 11 labs, I'm not recommending you go and get 11 labs, right? Even as realistic as that is, I would suggest that you not get it unless you have a real need for it. And the only reason I've got it is to do research, right? I'm not really using it. I was thinking about doing, adding to a bonus area of one of our courses, maybe taking the lead magnet, maybe doing AI Laurel, or maybe where Laurel does something and I do AI Charles version. I might do something like that and use it as a bonus and see how that flies. But that's kind of up in the air right now. But what I'm saying to you now is, if you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to just kind of get my arms around what AI does, I'd say focus on ChatGPT on the one end, and Microsoft, and then on the other end, you can just kind of focus in on Google. And I'm going to just kind of do a little something with Google here, which I did in the course, right? So I talked a little bit about this in the course. And again, all these things are really kind of intensive when it comes to your computing power, right? So you've got to keep your browser tabs turned off. So if you have a way to turn off additional browser tabs, you want to do that when you're doing some of this stuff. And just so that you'll know, I'm just going to go to Search Labs by Google. You're probably going to have to go through this point. As of right now, these things are not available to everybody, so you're going to have to enable them and get on the wait list. Doesn't take long to get off the wait list. I think I may have been there for 2 weeks. And it may not even take that long now, but you need to go and enable these experiments. I've already done that, and I've covered this in the AI search course, right? So how do you get on the wait list? It's not hard. You want to enable this. Once you enable this, then what's going to happen is you're going to go to, if you go to google.com, and you're going to see that I've got Search Labs enabled, right? So I've got the experiments enabled. So now I can do a special kind of search. And so what I can do now is I can say, let's say, how to do an assessment. How to create an online assessment. And that's the example that I used in the course a lot, how to create an online assessment. All right, so now you see that's a regular search query, right? What I can do is I can then click Converse, and then that's going to give me a generative search. And that means then I can ask follow-up questions, right? So what if I don't know how to code, right? And then I'll get different results based on my query. Okay, let me see if I've got any questions here. Okay, any questions? Any questions from anyone? Okay, anybody want to see anything in terms of so I see it's about 7. Oh my goodness, it's 7:39. So I never want to keep you that long. So I know we kind of gone over time a little bit. Any questions? Okay, so just so that you'll know, I mean, we've got a new course. You can get that at the plrshow.com/new. And then I just put together a searchable training database. And this is in beta, right? Totally in beta. You can get access to it by going to the plrshow.com/searchable. And it's going to give you access to our searchy database. It's got all of my training, and I'm adding all of my old training. So I've got all of my YouTube training I've been doing for the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I think I said 10, but have I been doing this since 2013? Yes. And so I'm going to be adding my training, and I think there are maybe, there's probably a good maybe 40 hours there now, and I'm going to be adding to that. So if you want to get any of the training and you want it to be searchable, you can go here to our, now this is all in beta right now, right? So I'm still improving this. I'm still trying to make it better, make it easier to use, but right now there's enough content there for you to search and to use. Again, you know, we've got new content out. If any of this has been helpful for you, what I want you to do is, if you do me a favor, go to the plrshow.com/shout and just let people know that, you know, you got some help here and that's been good for you. And I mentioned Ultimate Insiders. Remember, you get one full funnel, free funnel every month. All of our past content is 50% off the original launch price. If you have a launch, right, I will support you in that launch as long as it's a fit, right? I mean, you know, you can't have basket weaving, and, you know, I send that out to, you know, our business customers. It's got to be a general fit, right? So I don't really promote that, right? It's not on the sales page, but in general, if you've got something and it's helpful, right, and it looks right, and it's good for people, you know, I'll do what I can to support you. Our new marketer workshop tutorials, right, during this calendar year, that's a bonus, right? So you get actually getting a bonus set of tutorials every month. You also get a new marketer workshop content, our PLR Hackathon, our Video Academy Boss, our 1-hour product, and then we also give you an access to a sub-account in order for you to host your videos and to sell your products. And coming up, one thing that I'm really looking forward to is I'm going to be picking up my podcast, my radio spot, and you will then be able to allow me to interview you, right? And so if you're kind of looking to kind of promote yourself, you know, I'm going to be looking for, you know, content at some point, and, you know, I will not mind if you've got something and you feel like it's going to be a help to you, and you feel like you can come on the show and you can kind of talk about it, then I'm happy to have you. So we're going to have that coming up very soon. That's going to be for our Ultimate Insiders. And now this is not for Ultimate Insiders, but what I will say is that I put all of our 2022 courses in a bundle. And if you go to this URL on plrshow.com/bundle and use the discount code bundle, right, you can get our bundle at the bundle price. It's also at the same price inside of our funnels now, where I'm going to be having that added to the funnel, so you'll be able to get that. If you go to our site right now, all of our courses are $27. So this is a break on that, right? So if you're going to be able to get a bundle of those courses at a special price. But if you're an Ultimate Insider, do not buy that bundle, right? Just go to use your insider discount. If you look at it for AI search, I put that bundle there, and I've got a super special discount code for Ultimate Insiders that's way better, right, than the bundle PLR course. So, okay, everybody. Well, that's really about it. Are there any final questions? Any final questions? So if there are no final questions, then I'm going to take off. I hope that you all have a safe and happy 4th of July. Please, please refrain from doing anything that's gonna make you feel dangerous, right? Any questions? Any questions at all? Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for hanging out with me here. You could have done anything else on a Saturday night, but you chose to hang out here with me. And I want to let you know that I appreciate it, and have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.